Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Apologies here. I'm having some technical difficulties, so I've got myself on camera. Uh, I guess I've got my alter ego and the real me on the channel. This wasn't intentional at all, but let's try to make this work because I'm on my phone and I'm on my screen. For some reason, my camera that I'm actually right in front of is not working, but I'm on my iPhone, so we'll just try to make do. Anyway, okay, let's share the screen that I want to share and we'll get started. So this is going to be an options workshop. And hold on just a second here. Okay, no echo now. Okay, so first things first, let's go over here. And this is funny. I swear I didn't intend for this to go this way, but it's like there's two of me. Um, hey, welcome. We got Andre and we got Keith Allen on. Okay, so what I'm gonna cover, and it's weird, I have this muted, but I'm still hearing my echo here. Um, okay, I have this muted, but anyway, so what we are going to cover, this is going to be options class 101 here. So what I'm going to cover, so most of you that know me, you know that I used to work for ticker symbol JPM, right? And those of you that follow know that the CEO, Jamie Dimon, is notorious for wanting people in the office 5 days a week. So that's one of the big reasons why I got out of there. I was tired of that. I put in my time, let's just say, but I would never go back to that kind of environment. Um, I like some, flexibility, and I like some freedom when it comes to my work situation. He says, I'm here for all the free money you giving to the audience. Of course, absolutely. Um, and we'll even give you more free money than what's just on this hat here. So, okay, first things first. So, yesterday, I freed up, hold on a second, my camera. Um, I freed up my JP Morgan 401k and I rolled it over to Fidelity to a rollover IRA there. So I had a Roth portion and a rollover portion. So what I want to cover here is how I parlayed these into basically what my 2019 salary was. So, and folks, I hope you all appreciate this. This isn't easy for me to do, to share all these like intimate details and stuff. Um, doesn't do me too much good because there's doxers and haters out there, of course. But what I want to show you all is how I took this account and it's not even fully invested. I just started dabbling. Some of you may say this is risky, but I got UPro. I'm already up 3% in that. Um, so I find this so cool because this account, I feel like I did really well growing this with the employer sponsored plan then. And now everything from here on is like absolute icing on the cake. Even if it was in CDs or bonds or gold or silver, Andre, it would all be icing on the cake at this point. My stupid camera keeps moving on me. Anyway, so I have a new MacBook on the way, so all these technical difficulties aren't going to be an issue for too long. So anyway, so I got UPro, I got TSLL, which I did this because I expect Tesla to come back very soon, and TQQQ. So I'm a big believer in like the indexes. So obviously, if the indexes, this is absolutely driving me nuts, folks. If the indexes are going to uh, long term be up, which we know the market is up like 8 out of 10 years, right? The market is up. Then I'm a big believer in triple leveraged ETFs. Now, this investing style is not for everybody. This isn't for the weak or the faint hearted. This is for me, I would say, because I'm a seasoned investor. Um, sorry, folks. So, what I did, there's two trades I opened up. There's actually three because there's a Roth portion of this one. So I did, because I had enough in here to do 20, or excuse me, 10 puts on NVDL expiring September 19th. and 20 puts on SMCX. So these are two stocks I'm a big fan of, NVIDIA and SMCI. Um, and I fully believe that these are going to reach the strike price. But even if they don't, I'm okay getting assigned, and I'll tell you why. But nonetheless, in these two trades, I took in 37,420 in premium on one and 25,590 in the other. And I also did a portion in the Roth, which you'll see here. SMCX, I did the same trade and took in on 10 contracts, 18,710. So between these three, I actually have it all added up over here, but it's only going to share my, like, it's not even going to share my calculator. But these three trades add up to 81,692.83, which coincidentally is higher than my salary in 2019, because it took forever for those SOBs to raise me above 80,000. There's a lot of points of contention that I had about working for that company, let's just say. But anyway, so I did that when I also did TSLL, and part of my rationale for TSLL is because I expect Tesla to recover very fast. I think Elon, despite whatever you may think of him, you may love him, you may hate him, but despite what you think of him, um, I think he just gave us a huge gift with his little feud with Trump, and I think that Tesla is going to come roaring back. And if you believe in Tesla, then why not be in a 2 times leveraged ETF? So anyway, between those three trades, that's what I took in here. So if we go look at activity and orders, this is basically, so everything's settled. And you'll notice, for those of you that watched my video last weekend, I was talking about, this was like a 6-figure trade example. I talked about doing this trade, like more shares of, or more contracts of NVDL. So it was like last week, before the price appreciation of NVDL that we saw. It was like $130,000 trade. So anyway, I sold 10 puts on SMCX in this account at a $48 strike price. Now, because of this stupid StreamYard, I'm not going to be able to share my calculator, but I will do this in Excel. We're going to take all three of these trades and do them in Excel. While we're at it, let me go ahead and review the trades that expired yesterday. So believe it or not, I'm no longer a NVIDIA shareholder. I got called out because of my options trades. So if we go look over here, oh my God, this is driving me nuts. Since the camera is not working, let me just try to stack this in front of it. Let's see if this works. Probably not. Nope, it's not gonna. Hold on a second, folks. I'm literally sitting on a cologne bottle. Sponsor me, Savage. All right, let's see if this works better here. Uh, and this is a payment processor for a business account that I got sent. Sponsor me, Ingenico. Ingenico Mobile Solutions. Shameless ploy to get sponsors. Okay. We have a mess here, Houston. We have a problem. Let me see if I just lean it back for now. I have a feeling this isn't going to work for long. It's like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Okay. So let's go over here. So the trades that expired yesterday are ones that I had already made like a month ago. So let's see. Assigned, that was last week. Let's see here. I've got to go all the way back like a month. So sell to open, that one expired. Let's see, this one, where is it? This is the one here. So this amount of money, it's not posting yet because once Friday's over, these kind of go into like no man's land. But I took in $3,326 for the right to be called away shares of NVIDIA at 139. So I made a gain on the shares, and I made the gain in the call options to the tune of $3,326. So not bad. And then let's see. I had another one that was called out yesterday. Got to go through here to see it. That might have been the only one, actually. The NVIDIA one. Let's look again over here. I think that's it. That might be it for the ones yesterday. Yeah, I think that was it. So anyway, that was basically another win. So 33-26. Hold on a second. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. Let's see here. Oh, hold on just a second. I hate this tool, this stupid StreamYard. Give me just a second. I'm gonna read all the comments. Where did I go? I'm kind of, as I say, I'm kind of a low tech guy, so bear with me. Let's see here. Okay, so what I'm showing, transaction history, just proofs in the pudding here. So this was, let's see, and I'm on my iPhone here. Let's see. Oh yeah, here we go. So this is the trade I was talking about, 33.26. It hasn't posted yet to my gains and losses because the trades, as I see Mike is on. Welcome, Mike, and you got your name. That's cool. Um, okay, so as Mike knows, um, the trades don't post. They go into like no man's land until like the Monday date, basically, or maybe tomorrow. But anyway, I just wanted to show that this isn't updated yet. This is going to be closer to 70,000. This is going to be 33.26 higher. So that's 68, almost 69,000. How about that? Okay, so back to this over here. We're going to share this one, and then let's actually put some comments up here. So we got Andre on, we got Mike K, and we got Pay the Piper. Yeah, I think you'll like the aggressiveness on these, right? But I'm going to explain. Welcome, Mike. We almost got the Three Stooges on. We're just missing one. G-Man, welcome. That trade takes a lot of balls, big kickballs. Speaking of kickball, by the way, so those of you that know me really well, you know the kickball on the side. But some of my, shall we say, more unflattering pictures got leaked out, and that's a red kickball you see on my nose in the other picture. The real conundrum, the real paradox, which one of me is actually talking? You see my lips moving here, but you see the other thing flashing. So anyway, let's do some spreadsheet work over here. I should have done this video on the other tool, so apologies for that. Okay, so we did NVDL. We did an $80 strike. We did SMCX. I can't wait for that new MacBook to get here. It can't come fast enough. That's what she said. 10 contracts of these, and then we did 30 of these at a $48 strike. So what I'm going to show over here will we'll make these bigger. Oops. We'll make this bigger over here. Just keep using the same spreadsheet. Okay, so let's do this over here. Okay, so as you know, options give you control over 100 shares per contract, right? So times 100. So if these were to get assigned, these would get assigned, and this is why the bigger of an account you have, the more you can do this. So if these were to get assigned, I would be looking at 80,000 here and about 96,001, and then what's half of 96,000? 48,000? Yeah. So it would be 144,000 total. So the risk I'm ponying up for basically $440,000, I'm only ponying up a risk of 224,000. So I can actually do more of these if I want to be even more ballsy. But here's the thing. Okay, so if I'm forced to take ownership of these, we'll put these in column F, and of course column F means fantastic. So if I'm forced to take ownership of these, let's see. It was 37,406. 37,406. 25,803. 37,406.41. And then this is so ghetto. I'm doing this on a calculator that I can't even share. 25,583, 583.21. Every dollar and cent counts, so we want all of these. And then the other one was 18,703.21. So these all add up. Let me just sum these up here. So these add up to basically my salary in 2019, because these greedy SOBs that I used to work for, and I can say that because I don't work there anymore, and I would never, there would not be a chance in hell that I would ever go back to these people because of their office mentality. So basically, let's see, I'll just fully disclose this here. So it was like 81,502. So I exceeded the salary by like $190. That was like, for some reason, I got like a $2 at 81.5. That was like 81,502, a whole $2 extra, rounding error, I guess. So know what it was, the person that did my salary that year, they were like a finance nerd like me, and they did a percentage. I'll show you exactly what they did. They took the base and they gave a little bonus. This is side notes here. Let me see here. Because it was like an insult. It's like, how in the hell am I not even at 80, 81, how am I not even like at 80,000, at the time? Let's see. So they took this and they did, it was like a percentage. Watch, I'll show you. Because I know what they did, because I'm the same way. So I want to say the extra $2 made it something to do with where I was the year before. Let me see. This isn't important. This is just my own like nerdy math. It was like 0.325. So that's how there was an extra $2. Anyway, that's irrelevant. Irrelevant. Okay, so the point being, so these premiums here, we're going to call column F for fantastic trade, right? And honestly, I don't need to ask you all your opinion because I already know it's a great trade. And honestly, more often than not, my opinion is the only one that matters. But just in case I was in doubt, I happen to be in possession of advanced financial forecasting equipment, also known as the magical 8 ball, that will help me determine if this is good or not. So, were these trades good? It says you may rely on it, which, hey, that's true, but hopefully that doesn't have more meaning. And it says outlook good. What's really cool about the advanced equipment is that it's highly customizable. So if you don't like the answer that you got, you can always shake it until you get the answer that you want, right? So as we continue discussing money and dollars and cents, hopefully it makes more sense as the video progresses. Now take this one, divide by 1,000. This is how this works, folks. So basically this, and this will make sense here in just a second, we're going to take this number and divide by, actually no, we're going to summate these two. Now I hope you all know sometimes I invent words to be funny. My sense of humor is an acquired taste. Some of you get it, some of you are completely lost in left field. That's where some of the kickballs go sometimes. um but anyway, so like, I think you all know I don't really believe that like summate is a word, just like when I say like misunderestimate or pronunciate. I'm joking. I don't think I should have to spell that out, but to some people I do. Anyway, okay, so this is the premium per share. So this is why I'm okay owning these if these get assigned. I'm okay owning these because, for one thing, I'm very bullish on these two companies. And these leveraged ETFs are just that. They're leveraged. So when these two companies go up, which I'm highly confident they will, these leveraged ETFs are going to go up by even more. And forget NAV erosion and all that with these ETFs, to quote one of our favorite people, who give a flying F about that S, fill in the blank, right? Okay, so per share, so here's what this is doing. This is taking the strike price and we're going to subtract this from the strike price. So we're actually buying these at an effective price of, for NVDL, it is, for NVDL, it's an effective price of, and let me do this because this isn't exactly right, 54.42 a share, which, if, for those of you paying attention, this is actually lower than it's currently trading at. Excuse me. The burp is for the haters. Um, so this is actually lower than it's currently trading at. Oh, let's see here. We got some good comments coming in here. Hey, so to this point, save the Khmers. I agree. I miss our boy Khmer, and I had nothing to do with him getting taken down. So, just a quick note, if there's anything I can do to help him get his channel back, I'm more than happy to do it. If there's anyone that follows me that complained that made a false copyright claim, I would encourage you to rescind that claim. I know I didn't make any copyright claims myself because there's no copyrighted material that I know of that he used. But if I did, I would rescind it. And any of my followers, and of course, I don't think my followers would do anything like that, but I was reading that's actually what got him removed was somehow copyright claims, which I don't know any copyright material that he was using. The only issue I know of, and I did speak out about this, was the duplication of content, which if you have two channels that are the same and duplicate content for ad revenue, eventually, whether people complain or not, YouTube catches on to that eventually. So at most, I just thought that they would remove the duplicate channel, but it's gone way, way, way further than I ever fathomed. But anyway, at this point, I'm not saying I agree with everything Kumair says. I do think he misleads people and stuff like that, but I support him at this point. I like what he said. He was a classy person in his comments. He's been very classy and gracious in his comments that he's made, and I support him getting his channel back. Okay. Let's see. Hi, Coach. I just wanted to say thanks for speaking about taxes. I saw a video you did. It's rarely talked about. Yeah, taxes. Honestly, I don't pay taxes or care about taxes. I think taxes are lame and overrated. I'm just kidding. See, someone will take that snippet and they'll use that, just like the media. These people that do that, by the way, like you all should go work for like CNN or MSNBC. You all would have a great career in deceptive media. Um, anyway, so you're welcome for me talking about taxes, by the way. Taxes are very important. They're a very important area of finance. By the way, any comments you hear in this video that you disagree with, it's the guy up there saying them. Any comments that you do agree with are the guy right here saying them. Let's see here. I saw rarely talked about the tax. Yeah, no, I agree. I owed a lot too. Who is Moke? Definitely got Kumared. Okay, so I hope everybody agrees with that. The guys are here. Hey, I haven't seen you in forever. Huff's life through a camera. Welcome. The fun is yet to come, right? All of them in that community are highly leveraged. Yeah, Misty. Misty's the new goat. When a Bitcoin winter comes, and it always does from time to time, didn't even want to think about it. Add in hood. Yeah, like the hood on my car. Oh, Robin Hood. Coach, you have to be a bit more organized. Yeah, I know. I'm working on it. The glasses have helped focus me, by the way, because I my eyesight's kind of like all over. Oh, you're in Discord. What's your Discord name, by the way? Um, yeah, apologies, folks. I used the wrong tool for this presentation tonight, but I hope nonetheless that the moral of the story is understood. So what's happening here with these trades, okay, 4,000 shares of these funds, right? And we would buy this many shares with it. So 224,000. But realistically, it's 224,000 minus the premium. So we're really buying dirt cheap. And then when we end up owning them at these strike prices, then we can sell covered calls on these. And by the way, two of the people that are on this live stream helped inspire me on this. So this is what's great about having a great community, is that you all can learn from each other. There's not necessarily one person or leader that's the sole expert on everything, but you all can definitely learn from each other, which is great. I love it. Okay, so that's the premium token. And so best case scenario is that I realize all of this premium and these never get exercised. Worst case scenario, I get assigned on these at a great price because it's not $80 or $48. It's actually 54.42 and 35.53 respectively. Let me check my math, make sure the math is mathing. So 48 minus the premium. Yeah, see? So right now for both of these folks, let's look at Seeking Alpha real quick here. So for both of these, the prices that I would own these at if I was forced to take ownership of these would be lower than what they're currently trading at. And here's one thing I want to show about a leveraged ETF, because a lot of you talk about NAV erosion and all that, but NAV erosion is honestly less of an issue with leveraged ETFs than it is with Yield Max or Defiance or Roundhill or any of these other funds that you guys invest in. All right, so if I can get this tool to not be a tool and cooperate with me, that would be great. Okay, so you'll notice in the spreadsheet I just showed, I said it would be an ownership price of 35.53, and then for NVDL it would be 54.42. Okay, so currently SMCX is trading at 37.48, which is $2 per share higher. See? Now, granted, this one has, let's get rid of the S&P here, although it is one of my favorites. Historical prices. We don't want that. So charting, let's see. Charting summary. Let's see. So this fund, this is crazy. Could you imagine if this got back to this? We'll make a fortune on these. I might just buy shares because this would be what, like a 10x if it just got back. But we have, honestly, with this one, you could say we have seen some NAV erosion. It just came out in August. It's let's do a comparison here. SMCX versus SMCI. So SMCI. Does anyone hear an echo, by the way? So SMCX versus SMCI. Now here's the good news. They have tracked almost identically, but SMCX is lagging significantly behind. It's not recovering. This is what does concern me, by the way. So I just started trading this one like in February. I thankfully didn't own at these highs here, but this is supposed to be 2x the index. So I can tell you we're definitely going to arrange for Mr. What's his name, the British dude? Will Ryan? No, I'm sorry, this is Defiance. This is Sylvia, right? My early Alzheimer's is kicking in. By the way, someone said I got the most interesting medical advice that I've ever seen today on another Discord. So someone showed me that apparently in that other Discord, there's a lot of medical professionals in there, and apparently one of them had a great reason for my little bit of shall we say cognitive decline over the last 6 months, and they said it's because there's a picture of me in kickball where my chin looks really fat, so they're saying whatever fat I have on my neck is making me snore at night, and because I'm snoring at night it's causing sleep apnea, and the sleep apnea is causing me to apparently somehow lose brain cells, which is why I say things like misunderestimate or pronunciate or what's the other word I say? See, I already forgot. Oh, summate. So yeah, great. I think they hit the nail on the head, right? So anyway, let's see. August 1st, I think was the date that this one went public, all the way to current day. We'll say yesterday was D-Day, by the way, June 6th. There we go. Sorry, it was August 23rd. We want to be precise. August 23rd. Okay, so are we sure this isn't like an inverse fund? Because this is like 3x to the downside. This isn't good. Now, you can see the charts are following each other identically, but this is a little bit of a cause for concern, I would say. If we just go 2025, let's say since like the beginning of the year. Okay, so it is, well, no, the underlying's still doing better. See what happened though, if we look at it now, it was doing great. I don't know what they did on the 19th, but when SMCI shot up, it was achieving its objective here on February 19th, a 228%. So it was a double leverage. It truly was achieving its objective, but you do have to watch for the lagging performance in some of these. What's this here? How's the daily reset impact things? What daily reset? Um, let's see now. Where am I? I'm getting like Biden. I'm like forgetting where I am. Okay. Oh, next one. We're going to do NVIDIA. Now, NVDL is a lot better. So NVIDIA, I got called out at 139. It is now $2.72 above the price that I got called out of. So the 272, watch this, 272 times 600. So I only missed out on 1,600 in gains, but I made what I showed you in the premium, almost 3,400. So that's double what the gains are. And then I'll just buy puts again on Monday to get back into it at a price I want to own. So now we're going to do NVIDIA versus NVDL. So NVDL, let's check how this bad boy's doing. I actually like this one better than the SMCX idea. And I've made a lot on this one. Okay, so NVIDIA versus NVDL, we're seeing the same thing that we're seeing NAV erosion. But what I want to show you, the case I'm making when it comes to the index ETFs, like the UPRO and the TQQQ, over time, they've done fine. So NVIDIA versus NVDL, the charts are moving similar, but at no point have I seen it necessarily outpacing it. Unless, of course, you go over time. And this is the other argument that I make. So these were released, let's see, December 15th, 2022. So if you look, I wonder what changed. These are good questions and we're going to have a follow-up on this with Will Rind. So see what's happened? The performance is almost the same. So what's happening is that because it's also 2x to the downside when they go down, it's having a hard time recovering when it drops, like it's having a hard time like re-recovering. But nonetheless, you have to admit it has achieved its objective here over time. Maybe not exactly, but if you do the 12-15% gain, divide that by 2, that would be 607. So it's a little under the 2x leverage, but it's basically right there. So it would be 1,308% to achieve an exact 2x leverage. But what I want to show, the longer that time goes by with these ETFs, especially when the underlying go up consistently, you really have nothing to worry about. So like if we look at like UPRO and TQQQ, for example, so we'll take UPRO versus the S&P 500 just over the last 5 years, and look at this. It's supposed to be a triple leverage ETF, but it's not quite meeting that. But I don't think there's anyone on this live stream that would not take a 225% gain over the last 5 years. So 225 divided by 3 is 75. So it's not quite meeting its triple leveraged expected return. Ah, look at that. Oh, you can't see it because it's on my screen only. Haha. So 257% would be the correct, like triple leveraged. Now what we're gonna do, let me make sure the camera is good here. I don't understand the daily reset. Explain to me. Oh, the daily reset. Oh, is this like a pop quiz here? Well, remember, I went to an online school, so I don't know all these things. They don't teach these things in an online school like University of Tampa. By the way, you guys want to see something cool? So I actually have my degree sitting here, or my 2 degrees. I just printed them like a week ago, fresh online, but I'll hold both of them up here actually. And then I got my degree from USF. So USF is more of like a cheaper um, school. It's like a more working class school. So I triple majored as an undergrad, but they're all on one form. But look here. Here is, let's see. And this was 2022. I finished. So I have a Master of Business Administration, MBA, and I have a Master's of Science in Finance. There we go. My name's already been doxed, so dox that too. Ooh, I just lost some audience. Sorry about that. I'm getting off topic here. Mike, keep me on topic. Um, so yeah, again, just freshly printed at FedEx a week ago. Um, anyway, so let me answer your question here. The daily reset, I believe, is leading to these kind of lagging behind because trading goes after it goes like another hour and a half after. Yeah, I knew that's what you were getting at. Leverage funds reset daily. These aren't meant for long-term holding; they're meant for short-term trading. But here's the thing. Okay, I hear what you're saying, but let me show you over time what happens with these. A lot don't realize, but you pro TQ great long term. That's exactly. Thank you, Andre Brown. Haven't seen you in forever, by the way. We're getting the band back together here. This is great. Um, okay, let's do this. Was my answer correct on the daily holdings question? By the way, for these detectives out there, so we have a lot of detectives in our space. Yes, as without a doubt. Um, there's videos of me out there doing presentations in my master's program, like physical presentations in the classroom. So I would encourage you all go find those. Anyway, okay, enough of that. All right, we're going to examine this claim. This is exactly what I'm getting at, and I'm going to leave this comment up because I believe he's going to be proven right. Well, of course he has to be right. He follows me, so he has to be right because my fans are the best in the world. I'm kidding a little bit. Most of you are. Maybe not all, but like 99%. I'm not sure who the 1% is, though. Okay, so watch this. UPro is a great example. And this is so stupid, this freaking capitalist society. It's like, what the hell? They're making us pay for this. But you know what? I have a login, actually. Let me see if I can log in. I'm supposed to have this for free. Oops. Let's see here. You suck. All right, well, screw that. Anyway, you know what? I guess what, Seeking Alpha? We'll just have to use another tool. Guess I'll have to go back to Yahoo Finance. Remember, like I used to say, folks, 2 years ago, all roads lead to Yahoo Finance. I'm a natural. Now, I love this comment, okay, because there's people out there that say like I have no personality, but yet I'm acting material. So go figure. By the way, that mustache on the left, I can grow a much better mustache than that. Next, we'll get into pictures when I really was fit, like in high school. Because you all were not impressed by my gym pictures from 2 years ago. So I'll have to really impress you when I was like really a stud, and I had the mustache and stuff going too. It's better than the one you see on the left. Which is that your? Would that be your right? Because that's my left. Anyway, what's your Discord name, by the way? You didn't tell me. I'm answering questions, so you got to answer questions too. It's a two-way street. I don't know much. Just curious, how could it affect your options trade? Hey, I don't know much either. So that's two of us. That makes two of us. The guy on the left knows more, actually. Okay, so let's do this over here. Although, if I put on my hat, I feel like I'd be taken more seriously. By the way, I'm getting my outfit ready for New York. Let me just, if I sit it on top of my head, then I got my headset on, but it makes me taller. See, a hat could add like 5 inches to your height, actually. Um, but anyway, so, it's funny. Last year when I went to New York, Jay was like, "Oh, you should have worn your money shirt on the stock exchange because you all will notice if you look at pictures of us on the stock exchange. The one guy, what's his name, Passive Earnings, he was in a green shirt, so he stood out. But I thought about, it, I'm like, no, there's like a certain decorum, to the event and all that. So I wore a suit. But this year, who knows? I could go all out and really draw attention to myself. Like I could wear my money shirt. I could wear these. What do you all think? Maybe we could do a poll. All right, so we're going to use Yahoo Finance, and we got a nice picture of Trump up over here. I was watching something about Trump. They used to mock Trump, and they used to say he was like a joke and stuff, but he became president. After New York, I may go to DC, by the way. That'd be cool. XRP. I still have some XRP. Shoot, I can't do my comparison, but we can achieve what we want here. So UPro, we want to see UPro past 10 years. And because have I been going 39 minutes? Well, time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it? Okay, so we've got red and green Christmas colors here. You know what I'm gonna do for Christmas? I'm gonna do some kind of candlestick theme, like candlestick ornaments on a Christmas tree, since I'm such a finance dork, finance nerd, right? You know what's funny? Someone called me a dork the other day. I haven't been called a dork since grade school. By the way, for those in the Trivial Pursuit field, look up the word dork, and you'll be interested to know what it actually means. Okay, so if we look over 5 years, right? Okay, 237%, but all time. So this fund came out. The first data we have is like June of 2009, which the people that created this fund, this was like the perfect time to launch a fund. So to Andre Brown's point, there's a lot going on here. And textbooks from especially from online schools, the textbook examples don't go into the full nuts and bolts of what's going on here because this is overly simplistic and a lot of people don't do the critical thinking required to really master this stuff. So there's a lot going on here. They debuted this basically 3 months after the market bottom. So the market bottomed after the Great Recession. The market bottomed in March of 2009. Ever since then, it's been straight up, pretty much, with a few hiccups here and there. There's basically three that stick out on the chart. Um, and it's funny, you got to love how the human mind works for people's memories. People remember COVID more so, but there was actually a more profound drop in 2022. See, um, but the point I'm making, there's a lot going on here. So you'll see what sticks out. Okay, there's a 7,300% gain in the UPRO fund, but you've got to remember that was juiced by the market also being basically 3 months removed from an all-time low. Okay, so if we take 7,300, how long ago was 2019 now? Wow, it was like 16 years ago. So if we take 7,300 divided by 16, that's still a 456% in terms of simple, just simple math. That's like a 450% return per year. Um, but we would have to look from, and I hate how this isn't letting me customize it, but all time, the point that he's making is valid. All time, they always like change the formats on these sites too. Now, another thing, UPRO has also split, so that adds another layer into it. I've been trading the UPRO for the last wow, like 11 years actually. I want to say, yeah, it's been like 10 or 11 years. When I like one of the first funds I started trading was UPRO, and I wish I did a lot more of it. I only did like a little bit. I've tripled my money in this fund several times, but there's a lot of moving parts that like the simple textbook examples that they give you in online business school don't cover. This is the options lesson, by the way. You gotta track with the teacher. So uh, the point is, when you're trading these leveraged funds, which, like Andre Brown said, over time are up significantly, you're going to make that much more money. It's like leverage on top of leverage. And who told you guys that originally? If you go back 2 years ago, I was talking about, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I was talking about leverage on top of leverage in a bull market. Your ADHD is getting the best of you. Oh, I forgot to take my medicine today. ADHD and OBCD and XYZ. Um, okay. Price splits. Yeah, that's the next thing. But there's two things that set me off here. For one, Seeking Alpha, who I have links in my videos to, they're hitting me with this like I got to pay to see over 10 years. So I went to Yahoo. So I'm doing Yahoo now. That's why I'm on here. But we're still on task here, not to worry. Okay. So the point being, so options on triple leveraged funds like this, which they don't make anymore, they passed some rule that you can't have more than triple leverage, right? So whereas this is as risky to the downside, you see it has dropped significantly before, but every time it drops significantly, like it cut in half here, great buying point right there. Boom, March 2020, your three best buying points in the last like 6 years. Watch this. The second one, October 2022, right there. And then next one would have been 2023. And then watch this, the recent tariff kerfuffle that we had, which the media will make you think, by the way, the media will make you think this was worse than this, or this, because the media gaslights. So of these three drops, the media will make you think this one was like the most abysmal, even though you can see this was far more precipitous here. But they make you think none of this exists somehow. But anyway, that's another side note. So TQQQ, and also inflation just started this year. according to them. So TQQQ, and the reason I'm in these, so if you're taking just the indexes, if you were just an index fund investor, and obviously options tie into this because we're doing options on leveraged funds. So look at this one. This one also came out right after, and it's the same company. It's Ultra Pro Pro Shares, which I've tried to have them on. So February 2010, and this is split too. So this is 18,139%. So in basically 15 years, this is your Huckleberry right here. We'll say 15.5. That's 1,000% a year. So folks, where else can you go to get like 1,000% return a year? Isn't that insane? Now, can we guarantee this will do 1,000% in the next 15 years? No. But if we look at just 5 years, there's 230%. And I think everybody in here would be happy with that, except for the guy above me. Okay. So November, so see here, we went from 91 to 20. So again, great buying point here. If you literally look at the charts, all the technical analysis you need, say what you will about technical analysis and charts and bars and green and red and all of that and candles and wicks and dicks and all that. Uh, all you need to know on this chart, you don't even need to be an expert in technical analysis. You can just find, look at this, great buy point number one, great buy point number two, number three, number four. Now the wick on that candle, that was a big one there. Lengthy but not girthy, right? Okay, so there's TQQQ, so that's that. So then obviously options on these are even more profound. Um, so what I was getting into was like basically nav erosion with these. So there's actually not. If you look at it, like these are fine long term. And instead of and here's the next thing we're going to look at. Okay, the Nasdaq returns, the Nasdaq and the S&P returns over the last like 15 to 20 years. So you're talking a leverage ETF, you're just juicing these returns even more. Now, me personally, I'm more of a fan of the Nasdaq than the S&P. So let's see. If you can stomach the big up and down swings, you can actually dollar cost average in UPRO and TQQQ 100%. Absolutely. You just gotta you gotta have the stomach for it. If you all have ever taken like the Myers-Briggs test and stuff like that, so people with like lower emotional intelligence, it's important like in a social setting. But like, so my personality type, I'm an INTP. People with like lower emotional intelligence do better as investors actually because you can stomach a lot of this. If you're really emotional, you're like, oh my God, it lost 0.5%, sell. But you're missing out on like say 18,000% over 15 years if you're too short-term minded. So personalities with like lower EQ versus IQ tend to do better as investors. So where is that sexy bar chart over here? Let's see here. Oh, come on. Where do we go? It's just a line chart. I want them by year. Oh, I like this adjusted for inflation. How about that? Interesting. Here we go. This is what I want. Okay, so look at this. Like in the late 90s, okay, the Nasdaq was one of the best investments ever. Look at this, 40%, 22%, 22% again, 39%, and then 85%, and then it had 3 down years. But look at this. Since you'll notice there's like a shortening, we've only had 4 down years in the last basically 20, holy shit, 22 years. We've only had 4 down years. Look at this, 50%, 8%, 1%, 9%, 9%, down 40% in 2008. That was the big bust. 44% up in 2009. So how about this? Even in the two worst years, if you started investing in 2008, you would have still been ahead in 2 years. See that? So oh 09, 10, 11, slightly down, 12, 13, 14, 15. I mean, check this out. And especially the last, like, so 19, 20, 21, and I was in these in my 401k. That's why that account's so big that I started the video with. I've been in the Nasdaq like all these years, with the exception of 2022. The last 6 years, 5 out of the last 6 years, we've been up. So obviously, you're going to juice those returns when you're in a leveraged fund. So, well, yeah, I mean, I took my drugs and stuff, so I'm all good to go. I may yet succeed at acting, by the way. I mean, if not, I'm in the right field regardless. Whether I'm on a TV show or here, I consider it all showbiz. So, the point being, and this all ties in because you're leveraging. So if you're just because a lot of people out there are like just script followers. They're like, oh, let me do what Dave Ramsey says. Let me do what insert investment guru here, but not coach. But really, you should be doing like what coach says. Um, so the script followers, they're like, oh, okay, Nasdaq, okay, index investing, that's good. Okay, S&P, but they're not thinking outside of the box. To truly be wealthy, you've got to think outside of the box, and wealth is a mindset. So I've encountered a ton of people. So in real life, you'd be surprised. People a lot of times don't listen to me. They either think I'm crazy or a little off or something. And I prove to them, even when I prove like my rates of return, they're like, they literally sit there. And if you translate, they say, no, I'd rather stay in the same boat and then be rich. I'd rather be poor than rich. And that's when I heard as a kid the quote that poverty is a mindset. I'm like, that quote could not be more correct because people literally, instead of taking risks, they want to just stay in the same little boat. They want to get their little social security check for the rest of their life and be poor when they can instead have wealth. I choose the latter. I choose the wealth. And you know what? How much? Like as much as possible. The more money you have, to quote, there was a video with Denzel, and it was about healthcare or something. He needed like an organ or something. He told his son, life advice: make as much money as you can because it makes life a lot easier. Truer words have never been spoken. So when you're doing this, you have to kind of think outside of the box, and that's why I'm juicing the returns now. So like in the 401k, it's like I'm not just juicing my gains at the gym, I'm juicing my returns, right? Like Arnold says, yeah, juice the gains. Oh, see that, by the way? Look at this. People don't think I have any muscle. Look at that. Photoshop that, bitches. So in this, oh, I'm not screen sharing. All right, so you like my Arnold impersonation? I'm really good at impersonations, by the way, but in today's woke era, I've had to back off because, like, a lot of my accents and stuff can get me into trouble. But anyway, so what you've seen here, folks, is I've taken a 401k and I'm now juicing the returns, triple leverage, triple and double leverage. See, UPRO, the fund I just talked about. And some of you may say, well, why don't you just do half of it? Hey, don't rule anything out. Coach is a little unconventional. But that's what I'm doing here. Leveraged ETFs. Now in a bear market, for a year, I mean, it could spell disaster in a down market, but it's always going to recover. That's the thing. So you all are adults, you all choose what you want to do, of course, but options trading and all of that, boom, like a year salary in a day. Now, some people will opt, they say, no, I'd rather go to the office 5 days a week. I'd rather listen to what Master Jamie tells me and go to the office and sit there and drink the Kool-Aid. But that doesn't excite me. Being on here with you all excites me. Making money excites me. Making real money, not the illusion of making money, but like real money excites me. So anyway, hopefully I have won some people over. Um, Winning in general is another subject. I mean, we're always winning, more or less. But hopefully today's sermon was inspirational to you all. Um, Before I was prepping for the sermon, I was divinely inspired to talk about all this. Um, and hey, those of you that are into, tithing and charity and all that, the more you make, the more you can contribute to other things, right? It's a great thing. My muscle is not 50%. See, so this guy, he just wants to see, he's trying to tease me because he just wants to see it again. He knows if he says it's 50% fat. Now, let me ask you all, okay, you said in my picture on Discord that I was 30% fat, but there's no way because I was my high school weight. There is no way, buddy, that this is all fat. That is solid muscle. Just because you don't see veins popping out doesn't mean shit, okay? So, you know what I should do? I should do more gym videos. I used to have a more defined tricep. But anyway, those are the notes I got. Let's see. I agree with Coach on this. Well, you should agree with Coach because Coach is right. I always, I also am holding UPRO and TQQQ in my portfolio and are reinvesting and are reinvesting. Now, see, if I said that, my buddy would roast me. You mean am reinvesting the dividends and DCA? I only wish I just started. I know, but in 2010, I was just, a broke kid. I didn't have money. So that's the thing. Oh, now here, this is a real guru. So I trust what this guy says more than most of you all scrubs. People that have been in the gym business, by the way, I trust. So he says 21 BMI. That's actually not bad. 21 BMI, you're saying in that picture? How much fat can the brain hold, by the way? So the brain as a muscle, how much fat can the brain hold? That's what I'm interested to know. Can you have like, how you have like coronary heart disease? Can you have like coronary cognitive disease too? Is that what like Biden had? I don't want to get like that. Some people make fun of that, but like I don't I want to stay sharp. It's genetics. Well, I have great genetics, so um anyway, so I hope that the message was inspiring this evening. Um that's what you can do, juicing your gains, of course, and we'll go back over here real quick and show the we'll show the realized gains and losses over here. So this will update Monday because the ones from Friday are still out in the ether somewhere. But this is what's doable with leveraged ETF options trading. I mean, just look at this. And now that I've freed up the 401k, I can do even more of these. So it's really going to be juice because that's an even bigger account than this. So look at this: NVDL, NVIDIA. And then MSTU. See, these are all, for the most part, SMCX. Look, slam dunk, slam dunk, slam dunk. And I was never even a basketball player. NVDL. Now here, watch this. NVDL. There has to be at least 50,000 in NVDL. Look, NVDL. Look, slam dunk, slam dunk. Biggest trade of the year. By the way, folks, I am sitting on. It's about the same. The trades for that I haven't closed out of yet. I'm waiting to realize all of these gains. So this one, and I'm not saying any of this to brag, but basically over here, it's these two. See the 6 and 16,000. If I were to close these right now, folks, that's 22,000 and $22,600 right there. But I'm waiting to realize all of this one. I'm going to realize all this one, and that's probably like another full year salary, by the way. 47,192. And then 29 486 72. Yeah, this is like JPM stuff, back in the day. Anyway, folks, I think that's going to do it. It's been real, it's been fun, but I think I need to do a 2 a day at the gym to try to get my supposed obesity under control. When am I going to retire? Well, here's the thing. Pay the piper. I could retire. The guy on the left is already retired, by the way. He's retired and he's grooming his mustache out. But I could retire right now, but why give up a six-figure income, and something you enjoy? And it's not hard that you only have to go in on a hybrid basis for. Like, why give that up and why give up like paying into Social Security and all of that? Um, like why do that? Like, yeah, I'm a slow learner. I just, and here's the thing: a year ago, I was doing some of this, and just I was getting, and it really took you all to inspire me because I saw the consistent gains. But my mindset, once I had a couple of like big losses, I would just stop doing it. And 2022 was the year that I really went all in. If I had not, if I had not done that, if I had not done it in that year in particular, I think that I would have been inspired to do even more. Like 2021. By the way, I a lot of ways, so I am forgetful, but when it comes to long-term memory, I'm like an elephant. I never forget. And I remember our conversation from a couple years back. I still have the program, by the way, for call options. I'm gonna convince you one day that you can do call options very successfully too, buying call options. There's a program I'm subscribed to that basically You can pick companies that there's certain indicators and all that, and you're going to make like as much on the call side as you make on the put side. So we'll cover that one day. Him, I wonder if him takes hymns less taxes. That's why I quit the first time. That's a great point, actually, because what I paid in taxes is an abomination last year. Screw that. Honestly, like that was crazy. I withhold taxes like to the maximum, and I still owed because of all these gains and stuff. Right. Um, so like I still owed tax on top of what I withhold. So that is a good point. You pay less tax. That's what, Andre used to do on the podcast. He always talks about that. You could do your own business. I could do that. That's an option too, but it's a lot to learn. It's a lot, and I'm kind of stubborn. I am slow to change, as Hoff noted over here. It took me like a year to master this, so who knows where I could be a year from now. Your chest was hurting when you saw me because of all my bench pressing. Yeah, makes sense. Is Coach drunk? No, sober. I have been sober now for God, 3 days. Yeah, 3 days. Because I learned that alcohol kills your gains. So, because I read that somewhere online and all my Google searching, I decided not to do it for 3 days. Well, you're late to the party. Let's see here. Jared in Bangkok. Hey, coach, I followed your example, sold, I put 6 months out, but on Nvidia, not leverage, made 1600 plus. And yeah, I'm okay. Perfect. I love this. My impact on the world is legit. I got other people following me. By the way, if anyone wants to test out that super chat button, let me know if it works. I have no idea if it does or not. Sometimes it's faulty. Uh, just joking. No, when I saw that tax bill, not your gains. Oh, what, yours or mine? He mixes ADHD meds with the OBCD. See, this is why I need a woman to help me like do all this. I preferably a nurse. I think the greatest like companion is a nurse. Like, can you imagine combining finance guy with nurse? Because it's all the same numbers, believe it or not. But like when we were talking about like working out the other day, you all confused me with like the BMI numbers because even though I am a numbers guy, I'm not as good with like health numbers as I am like with financial numbers. So like blood pressure, BMI, all that. I get BMI and body fat percentage mixed up. Although as long as my rate of return is higher than my BMI, I think I'm doing good. I think if my BMI is lower than my rate of return, that's a good measure. How about this? We'll call it coach's index. BMI and rate of return. If your BMI is less than your rate of return, you're doing great. So for all like the Khmer warriors and stuff like that who have a negative rate of return, that means they have a negative BMI, right? I thought you all would like that. Now it's even funnier. See, you all think some of these people, especially these haters, think I'm like the dumb guy, but then they have to slowly like think and realize, wow, no, he was actually a few steps ahead. Sometimes the guy that comes across as the clown is really the the skilled professional, but it's not always evident. Sometimes appearance, dress, things like that can throw people off. Me though, like I'm not going to be the one that's dressed like $1 million. I'm going to be the guy that's dressed like, hey, we need to buy this guy a McDonald's hamburger. He looks homeless. I don't like want people to think I have money. So my solid gold glasses, I wouldn't be wearing these out like on the street, just anywhere. These don't leave the house, and that's only because they're solid gold. Coach, honestly, how much tax had you pay over the all the yield max dividends? It's less because they consider it return of capital. So it's less than it's actually a lot less because if you look, so a year ago, that's another thing. So I've been going over an hour, so you all are getting overtime from me. I should be charging you all time and a half, by the way. This is like extortion, folks. So you're getting overtime out of me. I didn't plan on going this long. I got people to do, places to be, things to see. So let's do this here. Investment income, spelled INCUM. So the investment income. So of this, you would think at a marginal tax rate of say like 20%, you would think it would be like, or say 25, but you would think this would be like 16 grand. No, it was like less than half of that because it was considered return of capital. But I digress. So let the community pick out. That's a great idea. We'll vote on the coach's outfit for New York. Mouthful of sass. I'm not sassy at all. This guy has a picture of a dog. Hey, your dog has gray hair. Your dog needs some. Can you use hair dye on your pet? By the way, Coach. Oh, I just answered your question. What does that say? Chafflin full. I thought that meant that's in another language. I thought that was a derogatory term. See, he's catching up. Okay, folks, I think that's going to do it. I thank you all so much for tuning in. You are the best part of this channel. The people that watch me are the best people in the world. The people that watch this channel, the people that patronize this channel, and especially the people that super chat are the greatest people in the world. Thank you all so much. Take care. Have a great night. Bye.